Wuthering Waves is one of the first gacha games I played. My introduction into the 3D open world experience in the genre. Initially, when starting on my Wuthering Waves journey, I wasn't expecting much, but I was pleasantly surprised by what I uncovered. It all began like many other days, doom scrolling. Then somehow, I stumbled on the gameplay of Camellya. The video mentioned a limited banner, then the fear of missing out kicked in. It was either download the game and get her now, or basically never again. So without knowing the full extent of my actions, the journey began. And for what happened next, I apologize, alright? I'm sorry. But I was on a mission to get a limited banner character from nothing without knowing how much time I had left. I just skipped everything. Skipped the story, skipped the dialogue, skipped the shops, skip. I didn't know what or why things happened. I'm just here for the show, the pretty light and dazzling effects. The very beginning of the game was the roughest point. It felt really slow paced. I just wanted to get right into the action, but the game's gotta hold your hand for a while before they trust you to make bad decisions all on your own. But once the pace of the game picked up, my problem was replaced with another. It was called confusion. I didn't know what to do, and navigating the menu was a disaster. Systematically seeing what each button did, just for me to fail the memorization game, when I opened the menu again, this is when I realized that my actions did in fact have consequences. It was bad enough I didn't know where the easy rewards were at, or what all these items are for. The issue was further compounded by the
Leave it to me.
interesting gameplay I was experiencing. I'm not sure why. I just expected the campaign to be super easy. Casually gaming while watching videos on my second monitor is how I envisioned it. But someone ruined it all. Scar was really the beginning of me realizing something was wrong. You think you're having a normal and fair fight, and then this demonic creature shows up. The game felt like Dark Souls. It even looked like Dark Souls. I mean, what is this monstrosity? I did no damage, and my dodges were off, from sheer panic of getting one shot. Then I had an idea. I could level up my characters. That was problem solved. That was really my experience with campaign. I would coast through, suffer humiliation, then upgrade my stuff, until I gradually got to the point to where I was left struggling to defeat the most basic of enemies. I really don't remember what I did wrong, or ignored. It could have been my team comp, lack of ascension materials, terrible echoes, no points in the skill tree, not pressing the right buttons in the right order. I eventually caved in, lowering my difficulty and reward. It may not be a grand deal to many, but for me, my ego was hurt immensely. It was all too much too soon. Brute forcing campaign felt like my only option. Unfortunately, that was not the worst of it. Once I actually opened up the Combine menu for the limited banner, dread started to kick in. She was not Camellya. I don't even know how I mixed these two up, but I did. At this point, there was a big decision to make, to keep playing or not. Although my dreams were shattered, now having to wait forever for my waifu, I decided to take advantage of the extra time given to me, so that when Camellya did release, I would be well prepared. My Google searches online showed that there was no news for Camellya. The speculation was sometime in the next months. Gradually, all the pain points I had, just simply because I was rushing for a shortcut at every opportunity, were gone. Truthfully, powering up characters was really easy when you watch a few YouTube guides and have plenty of stamina, along with consuming edibles when you need to squeeze extra power in a pinch. It did not take long for me to get a feel for this game and get my own rhythm going. Anytime I was rewarded with astrites, if it gave a lot of astrites, it was my new favorite activity. I was bribed to do a survey, and I couldn't be happier. Would take another bribe. Astrites aside, the game really started to get fun when I knew the basics along with the gradual opening of the map. I knew what my goals should be, how to accomplish them. I could tailor my experience for a particular session. That last part is the most important because this is where the value of the open world shines. There are ways to do different things while making progress in the game. At one point, I was fishing for a week straight. As I progressed, I realized that companion quests are the best thing ever. You get cutscenes, able to play as a different character. You're given a great story that is nice, impactful, and even tugs at your heartstrings at times. Whenever these quests popped up, I had to resist the urge of buying a character. I'd wish they implement playing as different characters you don't have. And in a way, they kinda did. Transforming into echoes is fun. Collecting echoes like Pokemon is fun. Echoes are great. I love the idea of transforming into something powerful and seeing a unique animation. I love the idea of running around as a teddy bear to create mayhem. I wish there was even more to do with echoes. When you're not painfully underleveled, the combat is satisfying. I can't exactly pinpoint why. The things that stand out the most, however, is that attacks feel like they have a weight to them, along with the animations being top notch. I'm still excited to see my ultimate in use after so many hours. Echoes, 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 echoes. Out of everything in this game I hate, it is this one. There's just too much nerd stuff a person needs for this. It makes me cry when I have to sit down and start researching what I'm looking at. I know they alleviated some pain points with the recommendations, but these things are a huge time sink. I don't want to be doing something wrong for a questionable guideline. Just looking at the screen makes my head hurt. I prefer simple things. The game requests whispering cores, I get them. Resonators want to eat plants, I pick the flowers. It's a simple cause and effect I can follow. Another negative is that the open world feels too empty in a lot of places. They try to fill it with enemies, but I just can't help but think it's all missing some extra pizzazz, you know? I don't want to roam around a wasteland. I mean, maybe I would, if the game provided fun ways to traverse these big maps. I know some echoes kinda do, they're just too lame. They added a fun way to explore Rhinoseta. You can fly there, but I miss it everywhere else. It's at the point where if a resonance beacon is far away from my desired location, I get a knot in my stomach. I would complain about the time gating of resources, along with the less than desirable amount of astrites I've acquired over my time playing, but I knew I was getting myself into a gacha game. These are major gripes with the game. There is no real need to nitpick every single complaint I have, like wishing I had more astrites, animals disappearing right before my eyes, PC performance issues, ice blocking my beautiful animations. No, nitpicking is like petty critiquing. I'd rather focus on the big picture stuff. So I won't mention after I log into the game every day, am unable to rewatch cutscenes, how much I still hate Scar, characters I absolutely love being so weak. I won't bring any of that up, because despite it all, I've stuck around in order to see this moment come to fruition. Although there was no question that I'd get Camellya, my ambitions were higher than that. I wanted more, and that's exactly what happened. After all the days grinding and the humiliation I endured from no-name NPCs, my goals were finally realized, but there still lied the most important part of any gacha that remained unanswered. Were the waifus I pulled worth it? All that time grinding, all those waveplates, time spent waiting around, money spent, all for a climax that lasted less than 2 minutes? Was it really worth it?
Struggle harder!
Absolutely.